Door 463. 5 we get TSO. Unconditional killing.
Ready.
Let's go from there.
Go. I see the water break, another life is at stake. Cries of joy can be heard, another one for the birds. I often feel it's alive. Come on, step inside, another mixer. Damn to feed these eyes. All this.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Thursday Thunder. Glad to be back. So much happening in our sport. But just quietly, just quietly, got to tell you something. Have to be quiet. Last weekend was the Australian Sprint Car title in Bunbury. I know it was a bit of a secret because no one told us much about it. There was vision that we could see for free. That was excellent. But who was responsible for the media? Who was the person responsible for appointing the person responsible for the media? And the person in charge of the review of the media, well, I guess you won't be real busy because bugger all happened, did it? The largest online motorsport network tried getting hold of SCCA to get some information about the title. No response. Thursday Thunder emailed. Again, got no response. So I guess it must have been a secret. But I heard it was a good secret, so hope those that went over had fun with it, and we'd really like to see it and be involved in it next time. Adversely, Warnable, what a job are they doing with the Australian Speed Car title? We know everything that's going on there. David Mills, top job, doing a fantastic job. 49 cars entered so far. I believe Davey Ray's on a plane as we speak right now, and he could become the number 50. Gonna be a big event in a fortnight's time. I look forward to that. Do you realise it's the first time in 79 years that the Australian Speed Car title would have been at Warnable? Bit of history there for you from the Dragon. Unbelievable. Speedway Australia, big display at Clipsal. Put some real big effort in. Should be good. Awesome to see that the Clipsal people are looking to support Speedway so we can get some promotion big and wide in front of a big crowd. So well done to the Clipsal people and well done to the people from Speedway Australia that make all that stuff happen. Dean Neal's Night Thunder airs on Mate. If you get a chance, I think it's February 28th. Hopefully I got that right, Dino. Check it all out. He's producing some great footage. Check out Dino's show on Mate 28th. A few slaps on the wrist this week. A few social media misconduct charges. Boys, if you need to talk and make those sort of tacit threats on social media, give it away. Real simple. Just give it away. Not needed in our sport. Poor form. Formula 500s, potentially going to get a name change. I guess seeing most of them run 600cc's, it's probably not a bad form. Also some muffler issues. Looks like the Victorian Club have taken that on board. Maybe next year you only have a choice of 2 mufflers to run to try to keep the noise down. Probably not a bad idea, like the way that works. Lismore Speedway, they're doing some great things. Check this advert for their event coming up this weekend. Nice work.
Lismore Speedway, Saturday night. Don't miss the Lismore Nissan and Kia New South Wales qualified sedan title. The best of the best battle side by side to be number 1. It's all action, all entertainment at the Lucas Oil Lismore Speedway, and kids are free.
Unbelievable. Some of the stories that get come across the desk, people send their emails, information to me, Darren at Thursday Thunder. Always pleased to get it, always pleased to share that. But some of the funny rumours I hear, you got to laugh. Sometimes I don't quite know whether the people have been drinking or whether they just make these things up, you know. Got one on the weekend. Someone suggested to me that the SCCA officials tried getting someone to remove seatbelts from a sprint car that were rated SFI 16.5 because the rule book says 16.1. 16.5 stronger and supposedly better. No expert at that. But there's also now a 16.6. But they were going to get them to remove it. So surely that was only a rumour because that wouldn't happen. Would it? Let's hope not. Funnier, I got another one. Couldn't possibly happen. They suggested to me that one of the chief stewards at the sprint car title was actually bidding at the Calcutta on one of the higher profile races. Bidding some big dollars. That wouldn't happen, would it? No way. Wouldn't. Couldn't. Did they? Surely not. World Series final this weekend. Going to be an absolute fantastic event. Who's going to deliver? Well, Murky. be the first man to get across the line, get those points, and take away that World Series title that this man thinks he probably deserves. The All-Stars, they set the party next weekend, not this weekend, the following weekend. Their last round is in Mildura. They have a big party night there on the Friday night. The whole town gets involved, big street parade, and absolute goes off. It's fantastic. Mandy and her team does a great job. The Super Sedan guys, I don't know where you're at, guys. Low nominations for Sydney, they told me, for the NSSS. Surely everyone's just trying to get their stuff together and they're all going to rock in. I would like to think the numbers I'm hearing aren't going to be the case, because Sydney is the place to race, and Super Sedans, you do want the exposure, don't you? You're telling us you do. Let's see, we'll watch the nominations. The boys are on the way back from the West, the Australian Sprint Car title in the West. Boy, they tell me the kangaroo count's pretty high. Greeny cleaned up another 4 on the way back. Danny Reedy got 1, and Pesca, cleaned up a monster. They reckon they're looking at it square in the eye. Some of those kangaroos are so big. Luckily, the boys all got home safe. No big drama done there. Everyone's really, really happy. Other bit of news to break today, Shane Collins, Speedway Australia Shane Collins, has sold his house. Where's Shane moving to? Will it be a 5 postcode? Interesting. Watch it here on Thunder, see if we can let you know. Where will he end up? Cricky Boy show coming up. I guess that's probably the big party show of the year. They've put together a pretty rockin' advert. Check this out.
The biggest sprint car party comes to Bunbury as the 2015 Quick Cricky Boys Shootout lands at Quick Bunbury Speedway Saturday, Sunday, Feb 28 and March 1st. See defending champ Madsen, Tatnell, Lyons and Dumpsney take on the might of our WA stars. The final of the Battery All-Type Southern Thunder Series happens on night 1, as well as the Bunbury Auto 1 360 Track Championship thanks to Keen's driver training. Win Samsung LED TVs from Harvey Norman Bunbury. Gates open at 4, racing at 6 both nights. The biggest sprint car feast thanks to Quit, the city of Bunbury and Case Hire. You can't miss this Quick Cricky Boys Shootout. Be there.
Gotta love the work they do there. This weekend, they've got the big AWSA Australian Wingless title at Speedway City. 59 cars have nominated. Scrutiny on Thursday, racing Friday and Saturday. 28 South Australian cars registered in that lot. So good coverage from across Australia. And we've got a Kiwi come West Australian. We're in the number 1 at the moment. We'll see where we go with that. So we're in for a big, big show. We're going to talk Wingless. We're going to talk sprint cars. We've got all sorts of Speedway to talk. Sit back, relax, watch Thunder where and when you want to. It's in for another cracker show. Hope you enjoy it. We're back right after this.
1 in 5 timber homes suffer termite attack, unlike Superlock steel frames. So don't risk your biggest investment. Build it once, build it right, insist on Superlock.
Well, as you know, the Dragon loves his 2 and 3 wheel action, and what a better place to ever catch it, the Gilman Speedway. What a venue. As you know, I think that's Australia's best at this stage. We've caught Dave. He's down at Gilman. Mate, you're doing some work at the track.
Yeah, we've got the boys down here. We've got a bit of an overheating problem in the grader. So we've got Eddie the mechanic down here and Matty Morgan, who rides with Warren Monson. We've got them down here working for the night. I'm actually crowd control at the moment and supplying them alcohol.
Oh, well, yeah, of course. Work Health and Safety would say that alcohol's now come out because you've finished the work.
Oh, that's all right. They're cans. You're allowed to have cans.
Oh, is that right?
It's just bottles.
Dave, just quickly, aside from Gilman, Darcy Ward, he's a 22-year-old guy, got done back August 28th for alcohol. He failed his drug test there. They postponed his disciplinary hearing. Eventually it was held on January 30, and they told him that they would have an outcome within 2 weeks. As of an hour ago, I'm advised, he still doesn't know. His teams are in turmoil. The Pool Pirates don't know what to do about getting a team, and they can't get riders of his calibre.
No, look, that's a big problem. And look, nobody can give you an answer, Darren. I feel sorry for the guy. Hey, I don't condone that he...
No, guilty is guilty,
caught,
but...
But this has just gone on just far too long. Now, the FIM have adjudicated on it and everything like that. They were going to get a answer back, ages ago.
Yep.
Still nothing's happened. And look, overseas, most guys, most people that listen to the show or watch the show will understand that Speedway overseas is like our football. There's all different teams.
Yeah.
And it's like saying when Wayne Carey was playing, oh, we don't know if Wayne Carey can play this year. So the teams are on a points basis. They can only have so many points in the team.
Yep.
And at the end of every year, a rider has what they call a point, or points.
Yeah,
so
they're
let's
valid.
say Darcy was on a 10.3 average for every meeting that he rode in.
Mm-hmm.
If Darcy can't start the start of the season, they've got to find other riders of that calibre. And to find a rider of that calibre to go into a team that isn't already taken is a big ask.
Just doesn't exist. Yeah,
And
mate,
it's
I
not
guess
just
that's,
England,
that's a big story on the national front. Mate, locally, you've got the Masters this weekend, the Sidecar Masters, and Mickey Headland's chasing his second title.
Yep. Nick Headland's going to be fronting up with all the boys, and but we've got a couple missing, which is a little bit of a shame, but we've got the New South Wales title on the same night.
Yeah, which is a bit disappointing, because Darren Trelaw's going to be in New South Wales, isn't he?
For sure, and he's going to be going for the New South Wales title number about 846, I think it is.
Mate, David, I look back in the history books today, and they tell me there was 9 events have been run of the Masters. Darren Trelaw himself is entered in 7, and he's won 6. He's a freak, absolute freak.
Yeah, look, he is. And look, even the Oceania that's just come about.
Yep, we're showing footage of that now, yeah.
You could have just about bet that Darren Trelaw was going to finish, up the top, but to finish every meeting in front with the calibre of, the Playsteads and Monson and all those guys and the list goes on, Gateses and all those guys, but he did it with ease, like he's got the new cross-plane engine going perfectly, and in all honesty, nobody even looked like beating him. He just...
Mate, it looks like it's going to be a cracker event down there. You got the 500s with the solos and the 250s, so it should be a good night. It's all going on. Sponsored by Paint Masters. You got some money out of the boy. What's going on?
Well, I actually got him in a weak moment the other night.
Yeah, you got photos,
and,
didn't you?
I just reminded him of all the parts that I used to give him when I had a bike shop. So yeah, Davey Adams has come on board from Paint Master, and it's great. The guys have got some trophies and that to race against.
He is mine host in the VIP area there at Gilman Speedway. Hey, Dave, I've got some footage I'm going to show in a minute. It's the 2015 Ice Speedway, the Gladiators from Russia. You were telling me earlier an interesting story with one of the ice bikes.
That's right. They actually bought an ice bike over to England a few years back. Now, I can't remember the exact track where it was or whatever, but we're talking about a track record that maybe Jason Crump had or Tony Ricardson or something like that. And he knocked something like 6 seconds off the track record on a 4-lap race. Now, if you say 20 metres a second, you're looking at, given a speedway bike, 60 metres head start. And I don't mean any speedway bike, I mean the
best of the best, yeah.
And knocked something like 6 seconds. Look, I could be wrong on the exact figure, but it was something like 6 seconds he knocked off the track record.
Mate, unbelievable. Well, Dave, we're looking forward to the racing this weekend. We'll come on down, chase some of those Gilman dogs, and as always, thank you to you for your support of Thursday Thunder and Judy for her picks. Look forward to catching up with you. And Danny Holden wanted to remind you they are the best hot dogs he's ever had. Although he did have to try.
I've actually got to make a bit of an apology.
An apology, right?
Yeah. Now I don't normally apologise, as you well know, but
definitely not.
I actually accused Danny Holden for having a hot dog in each pocket.
You did accuse him of one in each pocket?
The 3 hot dogs. Well, actually, I heard a bit of a rumour. It wasn't actually 3, it was 5, because he had them in his back pocket as well.
Yeah, 5. He used his back pockets as well. Well, there's a story in that. We'll have to investigate. Obviously, there's trouble. Dave, catch up with you soon. Good luck for this weekend's racing, mate. Hope you get that grader sorted.
We'll catch you on Skype next week.
See you, buddy.
Thanks, everyone.
Working hard, that man with Gilman Speedway. Dave Parker, a pleasure to have him on. Catch this footage. I think you're going to like it. They present it well, and they are dead set crazy. We'll come back straight after this. There's more Thursday Thunder real soon. Well, what a big weekend last weekend over in the West Down in Bunbury, the Australian Sprint Car title. Although we've discussed earlier somewhat of a secret on the national scene, they tell me the event absolutely went off. Me, for one, absolutely thrilled to see David Murcott stand up on the top of the dais and take that number one. Many people last year questioned, really, did he deserve that number one? Down in Tassie, I think there was only 29 cars took part that year. However, he absolutely spanked them to take the win this year. And to discuss that, I've got the head dirt track nutter on the line. Scotty Beattie joins me. How are you, Scotty?
How you going, Darren? Thanks for having us on.
No, mate, always a pleasure. Hey, first up, congratulations to you and your team. The information that you put out of Western Australia is absolutely first class.
Oh, thanks for that. I mean, we put a lot of hard work in and really work hard just to make sure that everyone has as much information as we can. And we really love Speedway, so we just want to do whatever we can to help it out.
Mate, you need frequent mile points, the number of kilometres you boys travel, get to the different tracks. It's unbelievable.
A bit of petrol money wouldn't go astray.
Mate, tell me, the title, it was a fairly huge event, was it not?
Oh, yeah. I mean, one of the biggest events Bunbury's seen, we had 48 cars show up. I think we had something like 5 cars drop out to various reasons beforehand, but 48 cars in the pits looked great.
Mate, the car count was good. The crowd, they tell me Friday night just built and built and built. However, Saturday night, it was standing room only.
Oh, that's exactly right. I mean, Friday night, with people finishing work, coming later, first look, you would have thought that maybe we weren't going to get the huge crowd that everyone expected, but as the night wore on, it got more and more crowded, and then the second night, it was standing room. You could hardly move between the chairs to get out and go to the loo.
The track, people were concerned openly going into the event. The hot weather, the track historically has had some issues with wearing tyres. However, reports were it was racy and very fast.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we had been to the World Series final on the Wednesday, and we weren't sure how it was going to hold up with 48 cars doing hot laps and then 15 heats on the opening night. But when we got there, it was quite wet, got a little bit of mud on us, which was something different.
Yeah,
and,
right.
From there, the track really widened up through the heats, and there was plenty of passing and really good. It sort of rutted up a little bit, and particularly on the second night, a lot of drivers really had to use all their skill to get to it, and obviously it caught a few people out, but that's the game of sprint car racing, really.
Absolutely. Scott, your opinion, Murky, worthy winner?
Look, I got to be honest, when I first saw that he'd won the Tasmanian title, when it was held down in Tasmania last year, I was a little unsure whether that was something that could be, really put down the record books as a huge win, being there only 29 cars. Even watching him at World Series on Wednesday night, I wasn't sure that he was actually going to even make the final, but he really proved me wrong. He was just unbelievable the whole weekend, and that final race, the race that he and Ian Madsen had towards the end was just absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, absolute cracker. Fantastic for the whole motorsport team. They put in so much work into the 2 cars, I guess, they're running on the road. So great job with them. Mate, the hard luck story from what I'm hearing, Benny Atkinson. God, he was stiff, wasn't he?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, the whole Keen Motorsport team, they really put a lot of effort in the fact that they had 2 cars for the weekend and they'd organised Ben Atkinson to fly over. But it sort of all came undone on the first night for Benny when he ended up in the wall coming out of the back straight and rolling pretty hard. And I went up and spoke to him after the first night and I thought, oh yeah, that's it, he'll be done. But he was quite upbeat, and he sort of said to me, we've still got a chance of making the A, even if it's through the B mains, we'll be back tomorrow. And he came back, and then of course went upside down in turn 4 again. And then the very same race, the next restart, his teammate Daniel Keane went upside down as well, so they ended up watching the rest of the night from the bar.
But yeah, well, the Keens normally would be found there at one point in the night or another, so it's good to see. Good work for them. Mate, Ian Madsen, probably one of the 2 biggest drivers of the weekend, was it not?
Look, he was, despite the fact I think he started 4th in the final, I think it was, he really took it up to Murcott. He took his time, caught Murcott, and the 2 of them were just battling wheel to wheel. It was just unbelievable stuff. I just wish it could have gone on longer, but unfortunately that car got in the way.
Yep.
Through no fault of Madsen, and he had no other option but to spin the car to avoid, destroying himself. And he did a great job, and unfortunately came to a stop, and because of that he had to go to the rear. And in another great drive, though, he came from the rear and finished 5th place. So he still had to pass a heap of cars, at least 8 of them, to get back into that 5th place. Absolutely
awesome. Mate, with awesome, James McFadden. Night 1 absolutely rattles the ankles with an accident which probably was probably his fault. The way I saw it, he moved up and was unlucky, not knowing the car was there, made contact, dropped the drive line out, which gave his ankles a bit of a belting.
Yeah, well, I mean, listening to him on the PA straight after the accident, he apologised straight away to Mark Wells. Unfortunately, that didn't help Wellesley because his chassis was done and he was out for the weekend. But McFadden, I caught up with him in the pits afterwards, and he was just stripping down the car. He was the only one working on it for a little while there, and he pointed out a pile to me, and I said, "What's that?" He said, "That's all the scrap parts that we can't use," and it was pretty much an entire car just sitting there.
Yeah.
So they built up a new car for the second night. He won that final heat that he was in, which he needed to do, and even that still put him towards the back, and he had to race his way through the B and so on.
Mate, so he gets through the B, comes off the back of the A, and puts on an absolute clinic, did he not?
Yeah, he did. I think he started in position 17 from memory, passed 13 cars and came home 4.
Mate,
not including what he passed in the B.
I don't know if you want to comment or not, but I must say, from watching from afar, absolute total confusion reigned. The format, there's 3 heats run on the first night. However, the preliminary final that's run on the first night only uses the points from the first 2 races.
Yep,
so you've run 3,
exactly
but
right.
used 2. Mate, we were watching back online, and many of us that thought we knew what we were doing had no idea what was going on.
Yep, and as an observer, even the drivers, I think, got confused because what happened was they put the final heat grid up before they put the final feature grid up on the boards before they actually put the final round of heats up, and people got confused as to how that could actually happen.
Yeah.
But with the points being the way they are, preliminary final done only on 2 rounds of heats, of course there's going to be a heap of tyres. So you look at the top 20 cars, and most of them are tied on points.
Yeah.
Some cars missed out because the way they split the points was when they raced their first heat, they took that first heat fastest lap, and obviously that was how they split them. So a few people were qualified on points, but because of their time, they dropped back. Crazy
stuff. I guess brighter minds than you and mine come up with those things, mate. We'll just have to bin them and wear that. Some interesting stats from the weekend. You've been doing some homework. Tell me what you come up with.
Oh, look, over the weekend we had 20 heats, which is a big thing in itself.
A lot of racing, yep.
There were only 2 repeat winners.
Is that right?
And that was Stephen Lyons and Callum Williamson, who grabbed 2 points.
Yep.
Sorry, 2 wins. And then you obviously had another 16 heat winners.
Wow.
So, which is a huge thing.
Yep. Was there much passing going on?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I was just sort of crunching the numbers and looking at the amount of cars passed. So just for the heats alone, Ryan Farrell and Stephen Lyons both passed 11 cars over those 4 heats. Okay. And then you had Madsen and actually Danny Reedy, who both passed 9 cars.
Okay, yeah.
With someone like Brad Mayolo and Ian Loudon both passing 8. So that's just in the heats.
Wow.
And then you look at, in the final night, obviously you had McFadden who passed the 13 in the final feature race.
Yeah.
And also interesting was Pesca and Darren Jensen, both of them were reserves. And both of them finished the race, and Pesca ended up passing 10 cars and Jensen passed 8 to finish.
Wow, interesting stats. Fantastic. Mate, so your weekend of sprint car racing, you really don't get much of a break because World Series Grand Final this weekend at the Plex.
That's exactly right. We haven't got many weekends off. I think my next free weekend is actually in May sometime because I'll be... I won't actually be at the Motorplex this weekend, but rest assured, Nutters, we will be getting you the results live.
Hang on, Scott. Let's stop there. You won't be at the Motorplex for the World Series Grand Final.
Unfortunately not. Because I also work and I do transponders, I've been summoned down to Collie Speedway for the WA Late Model title.
Okay, mate. I'll see if I can organise a silent moment just before the race meeting because you won't be there.
Yes, well, I'm pretty sure the place won't fall down around me. Gavin's got a pretty well-oiled team there, and the rest of the time the team...
Yeah, well, you've taught him what he knows. You've done well. Mate, obviously Murky just needs really to finish to take away the title, yeah?
Yeah, pretty much. I was looking at the points with some of the Speedway Australia guys, and if you look at it mathematically, I think the top 5 guys still mathematically can win it.
Yep.
But I think Kyle Hurst might be sitting in 5th place, and for him to win it, essentially the top 4 can't even show up.
Yeah.
So you're really looking at a 2-way battle between Tatnall and the 2nd place, whose name has escaped me at the moment. I think it might be Tatnall.
Yes, yeah.
So, but yeah, they can still win. I think Tatnall's something like 77 points behind, and with the points that are on offer, he can still do it if Murcott has a go.
Well, mate, no doubt it'll be a huge weekend. I believe you are with Collie for the late model, so good luck down there. Those of you over in the West, the World Series final at the Motorplex, probably doesn't get much better than that. And of course, in the World Series presentation dinner on the Sunday night, if you ever get a chance, get to a World Series presentation dinner and find out what it's really, really all about. Scotty, thanks for joining us, mate. Appreciate your update on all things WA Speedway. And as always, if anyone wants to keep up to date with what's happening in Speedway Western Australia, DTN, Dirt Track Nutters on Facebook. If they haven't got it, it hasn't happened.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me, Darren.
All right, mate. Thanks to Mel Parker for her pictures. Absolutely unbelievable, the service that guy provides over there, he and his troops. They do a great job. Found this one on the weekend, thanks to our friends at Titan. A nice little advert, really satisfies, one could say, from our friends at Snickers. Check this out. We'll be back right after this. Oh boy, last weekend Murray Bridge Speedway ran the South Australian Formula 500 title. Hot, gotta tell you, it was melting hot, but the club did a great job. We talked about that earlier in the show. The Formula 500 racing was absolutely intense. You could have thrown a blanket over so many of them during the heat races, and they turned on an absolute cracker in the final. The winner? Jack Bell. Joins us on the line right now. Jack, welcome to Thursday Thunder.
G'day Darren, how are you? It's good to be here.
Mate, congratulations on winning the Formula title here in South Australia.
Yeah, thanks very much. Yeah, it was really exciting and a really good night ran by the South Australian Association and obviously the track, Murray Bridge.
Yeah, mate, your rookie year in Formula 500s, you come from junior sedans, they tell me.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, a few years in juniors and first year in the 500, it's going really well.
And the good news is you're joining us on the Rising Star program.
That's correct, yeah. I got into that, so that's another good achievement that obviously we're proud of and something that obviously I can take experience from and hopefully learn a few new things. I'm
sure you will. We have made the Institute aware you're coming, so they are prepared. So.
Yep, very good. I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Mate, you would have gone into the weekend expecting a fairly strong performance because you've had an absolute cracker standout year. There's no doubt about it. The car is immaculately presented. You do a great job of that, particularly with your Valvoline sponsorship. Mate, you've got some other great sponsors that help you get there. Who else is on board the car there?
Yeah, definitely Valvoline. Massive thanks to them. They've supported my dad for a few years and they managed to pass it on down to me when Dad got too busy with us racing and his work commitments. So can't thank them enough for everything they do. Definitely Galea Lime as well, the family business. Obviously that's a massive part.
Yep.
As well as Peter Young Dentures Direct, Rice Machinery from Darwin, Southwest Conveyancing, Jetco, obviously my uncle builds the engines.
Now that's your uncle being Stephen Bell.
Yep, that's it, Stephen
so
Bell.
So Stephen yep. is your uncle, your dad being Gary, because it creates some confusion in the Speedway world.
Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, Dad is is Gary and he's Stephen's brother, so...
Mate,
yeah.
Between the Bells and the Van Ginnigans, they're taking over Victorian Speedway. I think they're everywhere. They're like chins in the phone book.
Yeah, no, you're dead right there.
Going into last weekend's event, you've been so consistent. Watched you week in, week out, get some very strong results. But to dominate the way you did was absolutely inspiring.
Yeah, look, it surprised me as much as it surprised anybody else. Obviously, I didn't come off, that was my fourth podium in the last 5 meetings, so the consistency part's definitely right, but it's still a win, and especially a state title win it was definitely nothing I had thought of coming into the weekend.
Jackie, it was a convincing win. James Aronossi was second, an absolute powerhouse Formula 500 racer across this nation, and Angelo Carusis, who was the king of the bridge after winning that the other week. Mate, about midway through the race, I saw you slow and pull to the high side coming into turn 3 and 4. Was there an issue?
Yeah, there definitely was an issue. Just went down the back straight and the car just cut out. Just lost all its power, ignition, everything. Sort of rolled through the corner, and by that time, Azza and Angelo both gotten by, and
there was a yellow light.
Yeah, the car started back up, and then I got to the start line, and yellow light. So I was definitely really happy when that happened.
So the rumours of you having a remote switch on your dash to go yellow, they're obviously not true.
Yeah, no, definitely not true.
Mate, then you powered away. At the restart, you absolutely just took off and left nothing but dust behind.
Yeah, I guess I just found another line. I think I was driving pretty defensively for the first half of the race. So, as I say that, I mean probably too low on the racetrack for what it was. Not keeping up enough momentum, and I knew James would be there somewhere, and he showed his nose on that restart.
Had a crack.
Yeah, and I thought I'd move up and just be as smooth as I possibly could and keep as much speed as I can, because that's definitely the aim in these cars with only the little engines.
Jack, interesting, we had a conversation earlier, and you're telling me that car that you bought, the motor was one of Stevens, so it's a Jetco motor, but it was in the car when you bought it and you haven't touched it.
Yeah, that's dead right. It hasn't had a lot done to it. It had 18 shows on it when we bought it, and
right.
It on the weekend was actually its 37th meeting. So
pretty good advert for that Jetco product, isn't it?
Sorry. Good
advert for the Jetco product.
Oh, it definitely is. It is a really good advert, and obviously not being biased or nothing, but I can't fault it. So,
no, especially after the weekend's effort. Mate, you're a metal fabricator by trade, so that's obviously handy with the racing. But a side issue I wanted to let the people know is that when you pulled infield, you had to come to scale, obviously, at the end of the race. Mum and Dad obviously come to the infield.
Yep, that's right. Yep.
They tell me the look on Mum's face when you got pushed clear of the scales and they said, all clear, good to go, was worth the price of admission alone.
Yeah, it definitely was. I'm actually sort of shattered I'd turned the GoPro off by that stage, but she was wrapped. She gets real emotional with the racing, and it's as I said before, it was just a massive shock to all of us. It's to win a state title, even in juniors, I didn't get close to that, and it's something that we just did not expect this soon anyway, and to be honest, I wouldn't have thought within a couple of years I would have won my first state title.
You have arrived, my friend, you have arrived. It was an absolute pleasure to not only see you win, but to hear you accept and speak as well as you did. You're an absolute credit to yourself and your family and the Jetco product. I'm sure there's some good deals to be done there with Uncle Stephen after that win.
Yeah, he doesn't run like that. He treats everybody the same, which is what you got to do in business, I guess. And but look, we obviously get a lot of respect from him and get along with him really well. So he's always handy. He's always there to ask questions.
It wouldn't be fair if I didn't say that he was a terrific bloke, mate. Belly was always terrific. So what's next? There's some big races coming up for you, and the year's not done yet.
Yeah, there is. We've got the Stampede Series. I think there's 3 more rounds in that, which we've got Lang this weekend for round 6. So we'll go there. We're sitting about third in points, I think. So just keep consistency going and hopefully aim for a top 5 or even top 3, finishing the points at the end of the season.
I'm sure with the performance after you turned on the weekend, anything is possible. I look forward to keeping an eye on your racing for the rest of the year and look forward to catching up with you at the Institute of Sport this year. Jack, well done, mate. You are the South Australian champion, and I'm sure this is not the last of them by a long shot.
Yeah, thanks very much. And once again, thanks to all the track and the South Australian Association, and a massive thanks to my family, my mum and my dad and my brother for all their help that they do.
Good man, Jack. You're doing well.
Thanks very much.
See you soon. Great
See you
young
later.
racer, Jack Bell. I think the formulas will be a stepping stone for Jack. There's no doubt about it. He's one of those guys that absolutely just has it. Talking about just has it, Brad Sweet, World of Outlaws on the weekend. Whew, I tell you what, if you haven't caught it, www.thecushion.com. They've got all the races there. You can watch live, although it is recorded. Thecushion.com. Catch this highlight reel. It's a cracker. Back real
As
soon.
we get set for World of Outlaws main event action, Paul McMahon and Kerry Madsen bring them down to the green flag. They race into turn 1. Madsen on the top, Paul McMahon down low. Madsen has momentum. Kerry Madsen takes the lead. McMahon right there with him down the back straightaway. A little tap to the back bumper. Now McMahon goes up high as Madsen rides the low side on 3 and 4. Paul McMahon gets around him and leads the opening lap. Paul McMahon leading lap number 1. Kerry Madsen in second, Brad Sweet in third, Darren Pittman in fourth, Lucas Wolf in fifth as they race into 3 and 4. Now Joey Saldana down to the low side of the speedway, trying to take that fifth spot away from Wolf. Can't make the move as they exit the fourth quarter. Pittman has the momentum, but Saldana right there with him. Brad Sweet closing in on Madsen for the second spot. Madsen holds him off as they exit turn 4. 4 laps complete. 26 laps to go. Sweet and Madsen now side by side for second into turn number 3. Brad Sweet down low. Madsen has the momentum on the high side, but Sweet digs down low and takes the second spot away from the Madman. Brad Sweet down low, bid for the lead. Can't quite make it work, but Brad Sweet is right there with race leader Paul McMahon as traffic is about to come into play. Dave Blaney off the pace. Sweet to the inside of McMahon. New leader Brad Sweet as they reach turn 3. Sweet slides up in front. McMahon moves up high. Brad Sweet will lead lap number 7. McMahon comes right back at him, down low. McMahon takes the lead back at the midpoint of the back straightaway. Slower cars down in the low group. McMahon slides up high. Sweet turns it underneath him, but the slower cars are there. Paul McMahon will lead lap number 8. Sweet and McMahon still side by side out of turn 2. Great battle up front here. They'll stay side by side into turn 3. Brad Sweet on the bottom, Paul McMahon on the top. Sweet can't make the slide job work. The slower car quick hits are there. Kerry Madsen all kinds of cross up in turn 4. He'll gather it back in. Digs down low and makes the pass complete. Madsen comes back at him again in 1 and 2. Sweet getting a little closer to Paul McMahon, and again, very heavy traffic right in front of the leader. Brad Sweet catching Paul McMahon once again. Sweet nearly got into the slower car of Craig Delansky. Delansky got back by the leader, and now Sweet has caught Paul McMahon. There's a battle for the lead into 3 and 4. Sweet slides up in front, and Brad Sweet takes the lead on lap number 23. 3 and 4 and down to the white flag. Brad Sweet a half a mile away from his first Outlaw victory of 2015. He's been in the top 5 every night here at Volusia Speedway Park. Tonight, he'll be at the top of the podium. Brad Sweet out of turn 4 to win the Outlaw finale at Dirt Car Nationals. Paul McMahon finishes second.
Some would say it's a part of total world domination. Well, it's not Tony Stewart racing, but it's the Australian version. Last week here in the studio, he's absolutely dominated. His pictures all around me. Brett Islands, now he's on Skype, come to drop in to have a chat. Brett, what's going on?
Just trying to get ready for the title this weekend. Yeah.
Mate, you wrecked the car in Murray Bridge last week and you bring out another beautiful looking machine with a new paint job.
That's it. We want to do something nice with the title this year, so we took a bit of caution last week and ran the old car at Bridge for the SA title just in case. We left the new car at home and, luckily we did. So we can do this one out.
HCS, Hendry Concrete Services. Schmick looking bit of gear you got there, Mr. Big?
Yeah, it's not too bad. Jamie Hendry sort of came to the party. We wanted to do, obviously, something for the title and moving forward from there. So we'll talk to Jamie. He was doing a fair bit of work for me and, he said he was interested and that's what we ended up with.
Mate, very nice. Now, Andy did the Andy FX. Is he responsible there?
Always loved our work with the graphics. Sean Kane from Blackbeard did the actual design.
We've stepped up, mate. We've gone up the world there. We're with the heavy hitters now.
That's it. Exactly. We got talking with Sean. He was over here with the Reese boys for the Classic with Brad and in Sydney for a little while. And we're sort of talking with him and he offered to do something for us and, quite happy with it.
Mate, looks nice. We're looking forward to seeing it hit the track this weekend. Please put it away looking just as tidy. And interesting bit of feedback last weekend. We introduced you as Mr. Big. Some of the ladies thought I was referring to the guy from Sex and the City. So you have a reputation to live up to.
Yeah, well, I don't think my missus will agree with that, but yeah.
Mate, keep that thing looking tidy. Big thank you to Jamie Hendry at Hendry Concrete and Services. Mate, great job as always. Look forward to seeing it this weekend.
Beautiful. All right, we'll hopefully see everybody out there.
Go and spit and polish it. It looks real sweet. He does a great job, doesn't he? He takes the rinse out of everybody, but I tell you what, he presents a very, very nice race car and does a great job on the track. He's doing a great job. Talking about on the track, great support with all things Speedway with our friends at the Clipsal. Got a nice little clip for you here. It's one of the Clipsal adverts. I grabbed it because I liked it. Hope you will too. If you're not racing in a fortnight's time, get along to the Clipsal 500. Huge Speedway display down there. Come along and say g'day, but check this one out. Thought you might like it. Oh, well, folks, this weekend in Adelaide is going to be an absolute hotbed of wingless racing. You won't believe the stars we've got lined up for the biggest of biggest Australian titles. And the main man himself, Uno 1, Dan Hartigan, joins me in the studio. Mate, welcome to Thursday Thunder.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Good to be here.
Number 1 on the tail tank last year after only 6 races. That has got to be a fairy book story right there.
Yeah, it was a real dream come true at the time. Yeah, I didn't really expect it, and
but you were happy to take it.
Yeah, definitely happy. It was kind of surreal at the time. It's only really sinking in now that we're going back into this year's one.
And obviously back in Perth, a great job. Second generation racer. Dad was a racer back in New Zealand.
Yep.
We need to talk to someone at immigration to see how that all happened, but we'll work on that later. You've raced from a very young age. You started off in mini stocks?
Yeah, mini stocks, yeah.
They're those violent little hit, bash and run cars.
No, they're non-contact, but yeah, they can do. And just.
Or is it only the senior guys
that
bash
and run? It's only the senior ones, but they have bars, so because you're young, you can kind of lean on each other and not hurt anyone. So did you end up racing those senior crazy guys? Yeah, I did spend about 6 months doing that, and then it was a bit small, so went to open wheel racing after that. So open wheel racing, where did that take you? What was that? That was mini sprints, which are like lightning sprints here, and so speed car based chassis. Yeah, with wings. What sort of motors power those? A13, A12, that's not E13 Pulsar motor. So pretty competitive racing. Yeah, it was good. So you obviously misbehaved, they kick you out of New Zealand and you arrive in Perth and decided to get on board with this wingless racing. It took your fancy. Yeah, it's a great class because it's a competitor's class, like you don't have to have a huge budget to do well, and every single race meeting, every competitor has the same opportunity to win.
Absolutely. Interesting to talk beforehand that you do all your own work on your car.
Yeah, most of the maintenance work, unless it's a two-man job, and I get a couple of mates around to give me a hand.
Is that because you don't trust your mates, or because you do it better?
I like to do it myself to make sure every bolt's tight on the car, and if something's broken, then I know it's my fault, not anyone else.
No, it happens, I guess. Mate, presentation, first class, your car. We'll roll some pictures there. Yep. Mate, the presentation's always been fantastic. It's a credit to you.
Yeah, that's probably Dad coming in when we were younger. He always got on my case about having the car looking good. So, yeah, it's kind of wearing off.
Well, you're probably not too aware, but obviously that's the colours, the fern, one thing. I appreciate that with New Zealand, but a lot of people were concerned that you were going with the Port Adelaide Football Club colours.
Yeah.
Not good round here.
I didn't hear about that until the other day. A few people have liked it. So
yeah, all good-hearted banter. In Adelaide, there's two teams to support. You support the Crows or anyone playing Port.
Yeah. Same as in Perth, isn't it?
Is that right? That's the way it works. You brought a bit of a support team over with you. Dad's flown in from New Zealand.
Yep.
He's been in your corner for the last couple of weeks. And
yep.
What a big week and a bit it's been. Speedway City had a first run there after never seeing the place.
Yep.
Last weekend, the South Australian title at Murray Bridge in an absolute cracker field, up into second. So, mate, you've had a good look around that podium. You've walked around it, you've dusted it, you've seen 3, you've seen 2. There's only one more spot, the way I see it.
Yeah, we're crossing off them, aren't we? And so hopefully get on the top one this week. But, yeah, the tracks over here are awesome. So a lot smaller than what we usually run on. But
okay.
I prefer that kind of track.
So Speedway City would appeal to you, the size-wise,
yeah? Definitely. And just when we raced it last time, it was real enjoyable. So.
Awesome. Now, the car you're driving, tell me about the ownership there.
A good mate of mine, Merv Lowther, owns it. He kind of got on board with me at the end of last year after I had a wreck and helped me out. I probably wouldn't have raced the end of last year without his help.
Okay, so thanks to Merv. You were looking after the main man?
Yeah.
Sponsorship-wise, that is Merv, Our Car Autos?
Yeah, Our Car Autos. We got a couple others. United Fluid Power, Ricey helps out a bit, and Diamond Geezer, who do my shirts, paint job and sign writing, and Southside Engines, who do my engines. They're always good blokes. So.
Okay, always looked after you, so fantastic. Mate, I'm hearing there's a bit of pressure though.
Oh, yeah.
You're in the car, but your sister's giving you a bit of curry. She's racing the Wingless as well now, Melissa.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to sell that car, so it's,
is that so she can't race?
It's for sale, but she's racing.
That's not because she might be faster than you. It has nothing to do with it.
Nah.
I just thought I'd check that. Okay.
So yeah, she's racing. She's doing well. She's done about 4 or 5 meetings.
Well, apparently you only need 6 to get an Aussie title in your belt.
So
really,
next,
any time soon, she'll be on top of the thing. Mate, you've got a good team behind you. Dad, like I said, he's over supporting you. Jake Beard Miller, he's come over to put some spanners on the car, or at least keep it clean.
Yeah, definitely. He's good at cleaning cars. He's good help. He's always knows what he's doing, races sprint cars, so he teaches me a thing or two when we're doing stuff.
We follow him closely over there on the Westie sprint car racing. Mate, the competitiveness in the Wingless, I had a look through the entries earlier today, and I honestly reckon I could put 10 to 15 guys that I could put onto that podium in any order. I don't think there's a standout favourite. Obviously, you're right up there with them. Some of the South Australian hot shots are they've been changing paint colours all year, mainly because they're swapping it with everybody else.
Yeah.
They race very, very close, very, very hard. If you don't win it, who would you tip?
Tom Payette.
Tom Payette,
yeah. He's a good mate of mine. Yeah, he's a hard racer.
He's the one that slipped you the 10 earlier for the nomination?
Definitely.
Good on Tom, he's good like that. The amount of racing over the weekend, it's fairly intense, isn't it?
It is, it's full on. I think we got 3 heats on Friday and then prelim.
Scrutineering on a Thursday.
Yeah.
A cow cutter on Thursday night, which is compulsory and the points associated.
Yep.
Race Friday, 3 races,
yep.
And back up again Saturday.
Yep, it's full on. But at the end of the day, you need luck. You need everything on your side to win. So hopefully it goes our way.
What's the car you're racing? What's the chassis there?
It's a QT chassis, which is quick time. So we've
Woodsy,
always run
did you hear that, Woodsy? QT chassis. Woodsy, you listening? QT, got the plug in. How'd you find the bridge last weekend? Absolutely challenging. Wasn't it 140 degrees? It was just melting.
Yeah, no, I loved it. It was awesome. It's like people call it a mini motorplex. So it kind of lived up to it. We were running the wall and the features. So
interesting little side story for you. I was up in the corporate facilities there at Murray Bridge and sit down to watch the A main and watch them all form up. And your support team plonked themselves down in front of us. It was more like a Jack-in-the-Box event. Up, down, back, shout, forward. It was all over the show. So I probably saw half the race, but it was entertaining. Between watching the race and watching them, I did have a good night. So.
Oh, that's good. At least they're entertaining you as well.
Absolutely, it was all on. There was even in the New Zealand swearing I could understand.
Yeah, it's tough language.
So tell me, where does it take you? Obviously, it's a duck to water, the speedway stuff. You're born to race. Obviously, the second generation. If you win an Aussie title in only your 6th race, you've been competitive all year. You're the front runners, and clearly the guy to beat this weekend. But after Wingless, is there a desire to put your backside in another seat somewhere?
Yeah, I'd love to race a sprint car. But again, it's the whole budget thing. Like, I'm lucky I got Merv helping me out at the moment. He's doing what he can, and yeah, just see where it takes us.
So if there happened to be someone sitting back there in Western Australia looking for somebody to drive their car,
definitely,
yeah, Slam Racing or some other high-profile, well-presented type race car that was looking for a talented driver, you'd be happy to talk to them?
Yeah, definitely. Just
Did we get that plug in all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Get my number off you.
Happy to come over and watch it all happen, mate. I think it's going to be a cracker event.
Yeah.
I think there's probably only 1 or 2 cars that aren't making it out of Victoria that I would like to have thrown into that whole mix, but whoever takes that title on Saturday night is going to be a deserving winner, I've got no doubt. And, mate, I'd be pretty happy to see you there and do back-to-back and show that you really are Australia's best wingless driver. Yeah,
well, hopefully we do. And like you said, there's so many different people who could win. So, yeah, if I win, it will be a real honour once again. So the celebration, we've seen some big things in Australian Speedway the last couple of weeks. The donuts, obviously the big dances. We've got something prepared. That we keep it a secret. It's got to be a secret, but we've got it prepared. We've definitely got it prepared. You've been warned, people. It could be anything from this mad Kiwi. Keep your eyes on him. Speedway City this weekend. It's 2 big nights of racing. If you've got a chance to be in Adelaide, get on out to Speedway City. There'll be some cracker racing. Thank Daniel Hartigan for joining us here in the studio tonight. Appreciate it. Cool. Thanks for having me. Well, talking about some big racing, did you get your eyes on the world of Outlaws this last week? Woo! Down in Florida, absolute place was going off. Donnie Schatz put on a clinic on the February 14th. We got some footage here. Samo, roll the tape. You will love it. We'll be back right after this.
Green flag waves. The main event is underway at Volusia Speedway Park, and Steve Kinzer leading the field out of turn 4. Kinzer walks to the bottom of the speedway in turns 1 and 2. Donnie Schatz goes up high, Chang to challenge, but Saldana to the inside of both of them, and Saldana from 3rd to 1st down the back straightaway. Kinzer tries to come back at him, but Joey Saldana will lead the opening lap. Donnie Schatz now 2nd, and Danny Lasowski 3rd, as Steve Kinzer is shuffled back and forth. What a move by Joey Saldana to go from 3rd to 1st down the back straightaway on the opening lap. Saldana runs the top. Down on the bottom, it's Donnie Schatz in 2nd. Back to the top side to 3rd place, running Danny Lasowski, then Steve Kinzer on the bottom and 4th. All 4 of those drivers go to the bottom of the speedway in turns 1 and 2. Darren Pittman running in the 5th spot. Tim Schaefer in 6th. Paul McMahon 7th. Donnie Schatz off the bottom, trying to reel in Joey Saldana. They are separated by 4/10 of a second. Smoke out of the back of Steve Kinzer's car as he rolls down the front straightaway. 1 and 2. Schatz a little off the cushion. Saldana right up against the wall. Schatz trying to get a run down the backstretch. Danny Lasowski a half a straightaway back in 3rd. Schatz back to the bottom in 3 and 4. Coming after Saldana for the lead out of turn 4. They're side by side down the front stretch into turn 1. Schatz on the bottom. Saldana up high. New leader Donnie Schatz at the exit of turn 2. Donnie Schatz takes command. Saldana tries to rocket back around him on the top in 3 and 4. Schatz has the bottom. Saldana has momentum at the line. Donnie Schatz leads lap number 8. Schatz enters low, gets to the cushion in turn 2. Saldana rode the cushion all the way through run and 2. Schatz goes to the bottom in 3 and 4. Saldana enters on the cushion, comes off the cushion at the exit of the turn. Meanwhile, Tim Schaefer and Steve Kinzer continue a battle for the 4th spot. Schaefer has him, Kinzer in 5th. 2nd as Donnie Schatz starts to pull away from the field. Now Kinzer to the outside of Danny Lasowski. Steve Kinzer trying to make the pass for 3rd. Lasowski all over Joey Saldana. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th nose to tail. They'll go nearly 3 wide for a moment into turn 1. Kinzer now cuts to the inside of Lasowski. Goes back to the cushion entering turn 3. Lasowski, Saldana, and Kinzer. 3-car battle for 2nd at the halfway point. 15 down and 15 to go. Lasowski takes 2nd from Saldana. Donnie Schatz pulling away, and now Steve Kinzer around the outside of Saldana. Kinzer up into the 3rd spot. Dave Blaney off the pace. He pulls into the infield. Donnie Schatz for the lead. Danny Lasowski second. Steve Kinzer in third. And now in fourth, it's Joey Saldana running in fifth. Brad Sweet, Darren Pittman sixth. Jason Side seventh. Tim Schaefer eighth. Paul McMahon ninth. And Kerry Matson in 10th. Going away. Closing stages, a 2-second lead. Shane Stewart in the Larson Marks Racing number 2. The next to challenge Joey Saldana. That is the race for 6th. Sweet all over Steve Kinzer racing for 3rd. Sweet on the bottom, drifts high. Now turn underneath it was Greg Hodnett. Hodnett and Sweet side by side down the front straightaway, racing for 4th. Oh, Donnie Schatz. Hodnett slides up in front of Sweet. Greg Hodnett takes over the 4th spot. White flag waving for Donnie Schatz. Schatz a half a mile away from his first Outlaw win of 2015. Schatz runs the cushion through turns 1 and 2, encounters slower traffic down the backstretch. Races to the bottom in 3 and 4. Checkered flag will wave. Donnie Schatz wins night number 2 at Volusia Speedway Park as Paul McMahon's nose wing comes up as he comes across the line. Second will go to Danny Lasowski. Steve Kinzer 3rd. Greg Hodnett 4th. And Brad Sweet 5th.
The All-Star 360 Series continues to deliver in all sorts of fashion. Wow, last weekend at Horsham, the thing hotted up big time. Scott Boguski took the win, but the standout for me, young Dion Bellman in for 2nd, and his mentor's on the line with us, Darren Hickman. Welcome to Thursday Thunder.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on.
No, mate, thank you for what you do for 360 Racing. Mate, absolutely fantastic effort what you're doing, putting young Dion into a car.
Yeah, just sort of happened during the winter. Just spoke to his parents, and he comes from a nice family. He's a good kid, so we thought, let's give him a go.
Where did you first spot him?
About 4 years ago in the junior ranks with my kids just starting. Him and his brother Chris
Right.
just seemed to be very good racers, and I just kept an eye on him. It does help that he goes out with my daughter now, so I'm really keeping an eye on him now, Darren.
So that's the pressure. I'm seeing it now, so you know where they are all the time. Good work, Dad.
There's method to my madness.
Mate, you're a great racer yourself. The one thing that impressed me every time I've ever seen anything you put to the track is the level of presentation. Absolute credit to you.
Yeah, me and my young bloke actually do 90% of it myself. My crew, Frog, who works for me, he does a bit after hours with us, and yeah, I just like having things looking good, and as you know, if they're looking good and they're clean and nice to work on, and makes the night easier.
Mate, your transporters have also been a standout over the years. Always pristine, well presented, and probably a bit of a trendsetter, to be honest.
Yeah, I've just last year we built a new one. Had PRP Engineering, Michael Cunningham built us a trailer. Then we fitted it out in the winter. I just sort of getting towards the end of what I want to do, but I just want to step it up to keep basically pit crewing, and my young bloke will start, and Dion's going to do a bit more for us. So. Don't know where we're going to end up, but we'll just keep rolling along.
Well, there's a fair bit going on, mate. You've been standout this year in the 360 stuff. I think it's fantastic that Dion's come in and done so well. I love that whole Mandy series, what it does and the guys it's bringing on. Obviously, you feel the same way about what she does.
Oh, look, Mandy's great. The 360 is a great class. It's a little bit of a feeder class for the young kids to get a start, and hopefully, I'm doing this for Dion to hopefully... being only 17 years of age, as he gets on, someone else might pick him up and run with him in the 410 class. You never know what could happen.
So the final round's up at Mildura in a fortnight. Normally it's the big party hits town in Mildura, and then obviously the big presentation. So you guys would have to be looking pretty healthy in the points.
Yeah, we missed a round due to my daughter's birthday. She sort of pulled rank on us all, and we dropped a round. We were running sort of top 5. My ambition this year was just to get him in the top 10. We're at 8, and I think he's going to come home in about 6th or 5th. He loves Mildura, and so do I. I've got a lot of family up there, so we're going to go up there with everything we've got and give it one big flat-out go.
Mate, you'd have to be happy with that. Now, the rumour mill tells me that you've got a brand new 410 sitting in the shed there doing nothing with Maxwell's stickers all over it.
Oh, I don't know about doing nothing. We fired it tonight, and I'm going to give it a bit of shakedown at Hamilton, and I'm just going to finish out the year doing the Easter Trail and a few, and
good man.
It'll only have a couple of nights on, then we'll see what happens.
Any chance young Dion could strap into a 410?
Well, we'll see how we go. I'm going to talk to his parents in the off season, and I do this for fun. I don't want it to be a chore for anybody.
Yep.
So we'll see how he goes. If he's a nice boy, we might give him a run.
Mate, talk about pressure. I'm hearing that your young lad, Rusty, who's pretty handy, his little racer as it is, turning 16 in November, and he's already decided what he's doing.
Yeah, he's pretty much going to kick Dion out, so Dion might have to have a few goes in the 410, but I think he said to me the other day, he goes, Dad, I'm a bit worried. I said, why is that, son? He goes, oh, Dion's setting the bar pretty high. And I said, mate, there's no pressure in this household. You just do it. If you're not having fun, we stop. So he'll be right.
Mate, you've got some great support around you. I know you've got a fantastic business, and you kick a lot of time and a lot of money into the Speedway, but some other people help you make it all happen?
There's a few guys in town. Beats Auto Parts. Mobile have always helped us, local Tasco Inland in town here. Victory Lane, Matty Eastermy gives us a hand. So there's a few behind the scenes. Dion's parents are lovely. Roy and Roz, they're behind us 100%. So,
great people, yeah.
It's a family-back deal.
Well, mate, I just had to ring you this week and had to chat to you because I'm so thrilled that you're actually reinvesting back into the sport. We see a lot of guys go racing and they sort of get to the end of their time and they bail. You're still having to dabble and you're helping the young guys coming through. So, mate, all credit to you. Thank you very much for doing what you're doing, especially for supporting the Mandy series that we all love so much.
Pleasure, guys. It's been great, and we're still enjoying our racing. And even though I'm going to stop, I've sort of done it to see if I could enjoy the spannering side of things, and I'm liking it just as much as driving. So, big future ahead for the kids, and we'll see how we go.
You may not ever become a life member of Sprint Cars, but I think you could be a member for life.
I hope so. You're a long time dead, and I'm just having fun.
Mate, thanks for joining us here on Thunder. You're an absolute credit to yourself and your family. Thanks for what you're doing with Dion, and please support Mandy as hard and long as you can.
Pleasure, guys. Will do. Thank you very much for the invite. Nice to chat to you, and we'll talk soon.
See you, mate. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Absolute gentleman of racing, Darren. He does an absolute great job. Now, some people would have seen on social media this week, there was a few people put some comments up there which were totally inappropriate in relation to the Horsham racing. They've received some penalties, notices, whatever you want to call it, slap on the wrist from Speedway Australia. Some even offering parts to others to try to bring others undone. Really? Guys, not on social media. You might think it, but really, do you need to say it to the world? It's not there. We've got some footage we're going to show you now. It's only part of what happened, let me tell you. There's a whole precursor to this. However, a retaliator is as guilty as the initiator. Samo, roll the footage. We'll come back straight after the footage and chat more.
That'll be after this one. Heat race number 2, 10 laps it is. Turn number 4. So we'll start them again. Loading from 3. Both front cars must go side by side on turn number 4. Here we go. Oh. He races.
Well, bugger me. I don't know whether I should shake my head or bang my fist after that sort of carry on. We don't need it in our sport. It's just wound the clock back again. Our sport's dangerous. Do we not forget that, guys? Happily for people to be clowns, but please put floppy shoes on, big hats and stick-on noses. That way I know who to laugh at and who's trying to take the sport serious. I understand the frustrations as much as the next guy, but trying to take it out on the track or offering to pay someone in parts to hurt somebody else's race cars, it won't happen. Someone's going to end up getting seriously hurt, and sorry won't cut it, so cut it out. Thinking is not a requirement, it's an option. Should you not be able to take that option, please don't get in the race car, because I don't want to watch it, give it away. Poor form to everybody involved, give it away. Our sport has been wound back too far with carry on with that. A lot's unfolded with me over the last few months with our speedway. I guess with the emotion for the past few months. The things that often were considered to be most important, maybe they aren't. The people and the places, they're the most important things over and over. My life as Speedway is probably not what it used to be. There's so many questions that continue to go round and round in a blender with no one taking the responsibility to answer them or even try to deal with them. The injuries, the structure, the events, it goes around and around. Maybe sometimes you sit in the chair and you watch too many times. Our sport's crawlest legacy is the individuals. Everybody's out there racing for themselves. We're not a football team where everyone from the under 7s through the A grade all care about the outcome of the one strip. All most of us are caring about is the outcome of their race, their result, that short-lived bit of glory as to where that will take them. We're association owned, share owned, and even people that are paid to have responsibilities, they aren't liver. They've done what they think works for them or for their people. So many things just don't change. I guess all you can do is be true to yourself, be true to your sport the best you can, live by your heart, because that's the only one you've got. If you get a chance, get along and support the Speedway guys. They'll be at the Clipsal 500. Got a great little advert here that might just to finish the day out. I love my sport, but it needs to be done the right way. Drop me a line. Darren at Thursday Thunder. Protect what we love. The power and the passion. It's all Speedway. I'll see you next week.
Today we're here shooting the new Clipsal 500 Brigel look.
Just here to get some fantastic shots.
Real like rock chick, real sexy. I love them.
We took inspiration from the cool bands, particularly Cold Chisel. So it was great being able to collaborate with, the Clipsal team. I really think that it's going to appeal to their target audience. It's a little bit racier and sexier than last year.
I love the zips, which are really fitting with the rock and roll thing we have going this year.
They're handmade to fit us perfectly, which is why I love it.
Put our names on them again, which is a really beautiful personal feature.
I love being a grid girl at the Clipsal 500. It's just such an amazing South Australian event.
The atmosphere is just amazing.
It's an international, iconic event, and I just love being part of it. I really do. And I love showing off our wonderful state.
We get it once a year, it's something that race fans should really come and be a part of. It's got something for everybody.
It's got concerts, it's got races, it's got kids events, it's got live entertainment. I mean, you can't go wrong.
Ready? Where to go from there? Go.